Beloved child, before you decide to walk away, pause for a moment. This moment is not an accident, nor is it a meaningless coincidence among millions of moments in your life. I myself have arranged this very second to meet you not through repeated human words, but through the breath of the Spirit reaching for your soul. Do not take lightly what you are reading. These are not words born out of fleeting emotion, but a message spoken by the one who wove the threads of your soul before the world was formed. I have known you before you were in your mother's womb. Every first cell of your being, every early heartbeat I touched, I named, I called. Before you ever spoke a word, I understood the sighs that rose from the deepest places of your heart. And today, in the midst of life's chaos, I am still here, gentle yet unwavering, calling you back to the sacred things your soul has forgotten. You think you stopped here by accident, but no, my child. There is no such thing as coincidence when my hand holds the compass of your destiny. You are in the right place at the right time because I chose this moment to reach you. Every appointment in life may fail, but the appointment between you and me has never been late. Today, I do not come to frighten you, but to rekindle the flame that once burned brightly in your heart. That flame is still there, though, covered by the ashes of disappointment and misdirection. You have lived among the noise of the world where every voice promises peace, yet none can keep their word. You have grown weary from trying to carve meaning out of things that do not last. I have watched you try to fill the emptiness with work, relationships, achievements, yet they crumble in your hands. I do not blame you. Because only when you realize every other source runs dry will you understand that there is one source that never empties me. The longing in you is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation from eternity. It is the echo of your soul remembering where it belongs. For you were not created merely to survive each day, but to live in communion with the one who made you. Miche 7:8 says, "Though I fall, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light." My child, that light is not far away. It stands right at the door of your heart, patiently waiting to be invited in. You have heard me many times through emotions you cannot name, through tears that fall without reason, through a silence so deep it makes you tremble without knowing why. That was me calling you, but you often brushed it aside thinking it was just passing emotion. You were mistaken. It is the call that never stops, the call that longs to bring your soul back to true peace. I know there were moments when you doubted whether I am real. You asked, if you exist, why is there pain? Why are my prayers still unanswered? But my child, you do not know that in those silent spaces I have been working. When you thought I was silent, I was rewriting your story with invisible ink. Ink you will only understand when you look back and see its wisdom. Do not confuse silence with absence. My silence is not abandonment. It is the sacred space where your faith grows, like a seed buried in the soil, without light, without visibility. Yet life is stirring with power. You think I am far, but I am closer than ever. I stand beside you in the dark night, hearing your breath, waiting for you to call my name. You have bowed under burdens for so long that you forgot there is one whose arms are still extended to carry you. You were never meant to hold everything alone. I have never placed on your shoulders anything beyond your strength. You have simply carried what I never asked you to. I did not create you to wander alone through this desert. I created you to walk with me in the garden of peace. In the beginning I walked with Adam in the cool of the day. I still desire to walk with you now. But you run from me as if I were the source of fear. My child, I did not come to condemn, I came to redeem. I did not come to extinguish, but to ignite. I did not come to take joy away, but to give you joy that is real. You have heard many lies telling you that I am distant, strict, and harsh, but the truth is I am gentler than anything you have imagined. I wept when you wept. I stood silent when you were disappointed, and I kept loving you even when you turned away. Beloved child, let me tell you a sacred mystery. Every time you think you are falling, there is an unseen hand holding you. Every time you believe everything is lost, I am writing the next chapter with mercy. No pain is ever wasted if it leads you back to me. No tear is meaningless if it softens your soul to hear my call. Everything you have gone through has not been in vain. I have used it all to lead you into a deeper place where you do not simply know about me, but truly know me. That difference is the very beginning of new life. When you finally recognize that I am not merely a concept in a book, but the one walking inside your story, everything changes. Darkness no longer terrifies you, because you know there is light within it. I know you still doubt. You think you have made too many mistakes, that perhaps I am weary of watching you stumble again and again in the same place. But my child, my love is not fragile like human love. It does not dry up when you are weak, nor fade when you fail. It endures because endurance is part of my very nature. This love does not require you to be perfect to be accepted. It accepts you first, so that you may be made perfect. You say you are ashamed, but I say you are redeemed. You say you have no value, but I call you my treasure. You say you have lost everything, but I declare that you still have me and I am enough. Do not believe the lie that it is too late to return. With me it is never too late. I can resurrect what has died, rebuild what has fallen apart, and revive a soul that has grown dry. All I need is the smallest opening of your heart, and I will enter and make all things new. So now be still. Let your breath settle into my presence. Feel the current of peace flowing through every hidden place in your heart. I am here not through visions or dreams, but through the reality of my spirit. You do not need to force emotion. Simply be still and know that I am God. When you quiet yourself, I will speak. When you open your heart, I will move. When you stop running, I will carry you. Let me become the first thought that greets you in the morning and the last surrender you offer before sleep. Then you will see emptiness give way to joy, fear, dissolve in the light, and your heart renewed day by day. For I am the one who never abandons those who seek me with all their heart. Beloved child, have you ever wondered why your heart keeps longing for something you cannot name? You search, grasp, acquire, but a hollow place remains untouched. This is not weakness. It is the echo of eternity sounding within you. I placed in you a holy longing, a memory of the light you once belonged to. The world can give you laughter but not joy. It can offer you moments but not wholeness. For you were not created to be satisfied by temporary things, but to live in lasting communion with me, the love that never changes. You have wandered many roads believing that reaching this or achieving that would bring peace. But the farther you run, the thirstier your soul becomes. What you seek is not ahead of you, but within you, where I wait. You say you cannot hear me, that the heavens are silent, that your prayers go unanswered. But look closely, child, I have been answering. You wait for thunder, yet I come in a gentle breeze. I do not announce myself with lightning or spectacle. I speak through the beating of your heart, the birds singing at dawn, the sudden stirring of tears you cannot explain. I am the one who still speaks, even when the world is silent. You are used to listening with your ears, so when there is no sound, you assume I am not speaking. Learn instead to listen with your soul. That is where my voice is clearest. I once spoke to Elijah in a cave, not through the wind, nor the earthquake, nor the fire, but in a whisper. And today I am whispering to you, not to frighten you, but to draw you closer. The noise of the world has crowded out the space where I long to speak. You ask to hear my voice, yet your mind is filled with other voices of worry, comparison, hurry, and doubt. I do not compete with these noises. I wait until you are willing to be silent. Only in silence can you hear what is true. Only when the heart stops resisting can I pour myself in. Do not fear silence. Do not avoid loneliness. In those very moments when you think you have been forgotten, I am coming closer than ever. Loneliness is not a punishment. It is an invitation. An invitation to return to the very place where you and I first met, where there was no audience, no performance, only me and you. You have asked why I love you so deeply when you have nothing to offer in return. Because my love is not based on what you do, but on who you are. You are my breath, my reflection in the world. When I look at you, I do not see your failures. I see your potential. I do not see your brokenness. I see the seed of glory waiting to bloom. You see yourself as ordinary, but I see the light I planted within you. You are the work of my hands, not the flawed product of fate. While you lower your worth, I call you valuable. While you feel inadequate, I call you chosen. You think you are only a drop of water, yet I see an ocean inside you. Do not diminish yourself because of temporary mistakes. I do not see you through the lens of your past, but through the promise of my love. There were days when you fell in silence, and I bent down, placed my hand on your shoulder, yet you did not notice. You called it luck when someone came to help, but it was I who sent them. You called it coincidence when a door opened, but I was the one holding the key. Every moment of your life I have been there, whether you recognized me or not. No step you take is hidden from me. No tear falls without being recorded. No whispered cry escapes my hearing. You think you have been forgotten, but your name is engraved on the palm of my hand, and even if the whole world turns its back on you, my gaze remains on you, unbroken, unwavering. Let me tell you the truth the enemy fears. You will hear you were not destined for shame. You were not born to carry guilt forever. You were created for freedom, freedom from fear, from accusation, from the memories you thought you could never escape. You were called to walk in the light, to live in the joy I prepared for you. But this comes only when you dare to let go. Letting go is not losing, it is trusting. When you release what you cannot control, you can finally grasp my hand. When you stop relying on your own strength, you will see the power of grace. When you stop striving, I can lead you forward. There are many who say they trust me only when life is easy. But I am inviting you to trust me in the thorns. True faith is not the soaring feeling on a sunny day, but steadfastness in the midnight storm. In the storm, you discover who is in the boat with you. And when the waves crash against you, remember I am there sleeping, not out of indifference, but because I am not afraid. When you awaken me with your prayer, I will speak to the wind. Be still, and the storm will cease. Do not doubt simply because I have not acted according to your timeline. I am never late. I am arranging everything in a way more perfect than you can imagine. Let faith replace fear. Let trust drive out every doubt. When you fix your eyes on me, you will see your worries dissolve like mist under the morning sunday. You will understand that no power on earth or under heaven can separate you from my love. Though you pass through waters, I will be with you. Though you walk through fire, it will not consume you. You may stumble, but you will not be destroyed. You may be weak, but my strength will be made perfect in that very weakness. My child, remember this. I do not ask you to be strong in order to come to me. It is when you come to me in weakness that I make you strong. I call you not to add more burdens, but to lift them off of you. You have carried far too many things that were never meant for your shoulders. Expectations, fears, the words of others, they have pressed heavily upon your soul. Lay them down at my feet. Do not try to prove your worth. You already have worth. Do not strive to earn love. You are already loved. Do not try to make yourself worthy. You have already been redeemed by my blood. Rest in this truth. Let your heart become still like quiet waters when the wind ceases. In that silence you will hear my voice saying, "You belong to me." And when your soul recognizes this, every fear will fade away. I did not come to expose you before the world, but to heal you in love. I do not want you to live pretending or striving, but to live true before me and before yourself. For only in truth can you be free. Do not hide any longer. Do not run from me like Adam who hid behind the fig leaves. I still call out, "Where are you?" And today I ask not because I do not know where you are, but because I want you to know that I am still seeking you. My child, I have never left you. From the days of your childhood I have been beside you. When you cried in the dark, I was the gentle warmth covering you. When you stumbled in your youth, I was the hand lifting you up, even though you did not yet know gratitude. When you walked among success, I was still there quietly reminding you that no glory is real if it lacks me. And when you failed, when everything collapsed, I drew closer than ever. You thought I appeared only in sacred moments, but in truth I have always been present in every rhythm of your life. I am in your breath, in your gaze, in your laughter, and even in your tears. There is no place you can go where I am not already there. If you ascend to the heavens, I am there. If you descend to the depths, my hand still reaches you. My love is not bound by time, space, or circumstance. It is eternal and unchanging. Pause for a moment and look around. How many times have I spoken to you, yet you did not recognize my voice? How many times have I sent messages through another person, a song, a breeze, or a sudden tear, and you dismissed them as coincidence? There is no coincidence in my kingdom. Everything you see, hear, and feel is a thread in the great tapestry I am weaving for your life. You may not understand the whole picture, but trust that I am still weaving. Even the dark threads are not mistakes, but the backdrop against which the light will shine more brilliantly at the appointed time. Do not be frightened by the night. Darkness is simply the proof that dawn is near. Just as a seed must be buried before it can sprout, you too are being hidden in my hands as I prepare you for new life. Do not rush out of my process. Every trial carries a purpose, and every waiting holds a promise. You say you are weak, yet in your weakness I see strength. For only when you realize you can do nothing without me, do you truly begin to live in my power. True strength does not spring from self-confidence, but from the surrender of the soul. When you bow low, grace lifts you high. When you confess your insufficiency, that is when I begin to do great things. You are used to thinking that victory means standing firm, but in my kingdom, victory begins with surrender. When you stop fighting to maintain control, you will discover that I have been fighting for you all along. I do not ask you to prove your worth, only to trust me. For faith is not striving, it is letting go, resting in the certainty that my hand still holds you. The world will tell you that you need more wealth, more status, more achievements to be considered valuable. But I speak differently. Your worth does not come from what you possess, but from the one who created you. No one can add to or take away from that. When you were in your mother's womb, I breathed life into your soul and called your name in the realm of light. Every scar, every flaw, every wound, I have seen them all, and still I chose you. Do not let the cruel words of others define you. They cannot see what I see. They look at the outward, but I look deep within. You are not the sum of your mistakes, but the testimony of mercy. I gave you the breath of life so you could bear my light in a darkened world. Do not hide that light. Do not think it is too small. Even the smallest light can drive away the deepest night. I know you fear. Fear loving again, fear trusting, fear being wounded. But do not let fear rule your soul. My perfect love casts out all fear. Let me teach you to love without defenses, to trust without suspicion, to live without masks. The world teaches you to harden your heart, but I teach you to soften it. A heart that can cry is a heart that can love. Remember this, your tears do not diminish your worth, they make you more human. They water the seeds of humility, and humility is the soil where grace overflows. When you allow me to touch your pain, I not only heal it, I transform it into a message. Your wound will become the place where my glory is revealed. I will use what once brought you to your knees to lift others up. I will turn shame into testimony, sorrow into song, ashes into crowns. All I ask is that you place it in my hands. Remember, nothing is wasted when it is given to me. Every experience, even the painful ones, carries eternal meaning. Just as Joseph said, "You meant evil against me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 5:20, so will I do for you. What the enemy intended to destroy you, I will turn into instruments of restoration. You think I am present only in temples and sanctuaries, but no, my child. I am in every corner of your life. In the small room where you cried, I was there. On the long bench where you waited, I was there. On the weary bus ride in the middle of the night, I was there. There is no place beyond the reach of my grace. Do not believe that you must go far to find me. The moment you whisper my name, I am near. A quiet prayer, a lifted glance, a single breath. These are enough. You do not need elaborate rituals, only a sincere heart. For I do not seek performance, I seek the heart. When you come to me with honesty, I come to you with fullness. Do you know what brings me the greatest joy? Not long prayers or perfect rituals, but when you truly believe that I love you. For when you believe this, you stop running. You stop striving to be accepted, and you begin to live in the freedom of the beloved. That love will change everything: how you see, how you think, how you live. It will free you from the need for human approval, because you know you are already approved by me. It will free you from the fear of loss, because you know you belong to the one who never leaves. It will free you from the fear of death, because you know you live in the one who gives eternal life. You belong to me. No one can snatch you out of my hand. Though the world may change, my word stands firm. No matter how many times you fall, I will still come searching for you. Even when your heart shuts its doors, I will keep knocking. Even when you wander far away, I will still call your name. For I am not only the God of the distant heavens, I am the Father who draws near. I do not reign from afar upon a lofty throne. I sit beside you in the sleepless nights. My child, do not let your heart grow hard. Do not let weariness make you doubt what you once knew to be true. I am still here speaking to you through the very breath I gave you. Now I invite you to step into a new journey, the journey of returning. Not a return to religion, but to relationship. Not to carry more rules, but to find freedom. Not to strive to please me, but to learn how to rest in me. Come back, my child. Let me wipe away the ashes and clothe you in new garments. Let me sing over you the song of forgiveness. Let me restore the song you lost, the smile you forgot, the faith you dropped along the way. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. This moment is the time. Come, my child, I am still waiting. My beloved, as your soul begins to open to the light, I want you to know there is an unseen battle waging around you. It is not a battle of swords and shields, but a spiritual one where light and darkness contend for your heart. Every thought, every choice, every action becomes a battlefield. But do not be afraid, for I have overcome the world. Light does not bargain with darkness, it drives it out. And when my light shines into the deepest parts of you, darkness cannot remain. I do not condemn you for every misstep, but I cannot leave you there either. Because I love you, I must draw you out. Darkness is not only sin, it is forgetting me. The moment your eyes turn away from me, even briefly, your spirit begins to cool. Then fear slips in, doubt rises, and peace fades. But remember this, no night lasts forever. If you open even the smallest crack, my light will flood in. Darkness cannot resist even one true ray of light. That is why I do not ask you to be perfect before coming back. I only ask that you come, like the prodigal son in the parable. While still far away, his father ran to embrace him. So will I run to you, not with a whip, but with open arms. You may think that my light will expose your shame, but no, my child, light does not come to humiliate you. It comes to heal you. Darkness is the soil where sin breeds, but light is where mercy blooms. When you allow me to touch what you've hidden, it loses its power over you. The world teaches you to conceal, but I teach you to confess, for truth sets you free. You cannot be healed while pretending to be whole. Let me remove the weary mask you've worn for so long. Let me shine into the roots, the birthplace of your fears, insecurities, and unspoken wounds. I have not come to condemn you. I have come to heal and restore. I have heard your whispered prayers in the long nights. I know the exhaustion that makes you wish you could disappear, but I say to you, rise. Even if you believe you lie among ashes, I still see the seed of life within you. Just one breath of mine, and it will live again. You think it's over, but I am the one who begins again. From the ruins I can build something new. From silence I can compose a song. From tears I can bring forth joy. You see only brokenness, but I see opportunity for glory. You see failure. I see the foundation for a miracle. Do not fear my light. Let it illuminate even the corners you've avoided. It is in the deepest darkness that my light shines brightest. My child, there is something you must understand. Darkness does not vanish because you hate it. It vanishes when you let in the light. Likewise, sin is not erased by your striving, but by allowing my grace to work within you. Grace does not only forgive, it transforms. It not only cleanses the past, but empowers the present. Grace is the strength that enables you to rise after falling to love, after being wounded to believe, when there is no evidence left. That grace does not come from your effort, but from my heart. When I died upon the cross, every drop of blood was not only to wash away sin, but to restore the connection that had been broken between you and me. I am not distant. I do not hide behind the veil of rituals. I am right here in your breath and your heartbeat, in the morning light filtering through the curtains. I am the source of life, and nothing in you can truly live apart from me. When you pull away from me, you begin to wither, not because I punish you, but because you disconnect from life itself. I tell you this not to frighten you, but to remind you that you were created to dwell in me. Without me, you will grow weary. Without me, every success becomes an empty echo. But in me, even the smallest thing becomes great, because it carries the breath of eternity. There are things I am preparing for you, things no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined. But to receive them, you must dare to step out of the shadows. You cannot carry new light while clinging to old habits. Let go of what holds you back, relationships that drain your soul desires, that blur the truth fears that keep you from believing. Do not mourn what you release. You lose nothing when you let go of what hinders you. You gain more. I never take without giving something better. Everything you surrender for my sake, I will return with blessings far greater. Believe this, for I am faithful. When you walk in the light, you no longer need to pretend. You will learn to forgive, to speak truth, to love without calculation. Light does not promise an easy life, but it promises that you will never walk alone. It will guide each step, perhaps only one step at a time, but always enough to keep moving forward. And one day when you look back, you will see I was never gone. Every trial was only a vessel through which my light could shine brighter within you. Then you will know that you have been renewed, not by effort, but by my presence in every breath you take. My child, when the light begins to enter, you will see that you are not only illuminated, you are being healed. For my light does not stop at revealing. It reaches into every hidden fracture of your soul to restore. I do not come to expose you and then leave you. I come to touch the very places you have kept buried. Those places you believed were ruined, the memories you feared to revisit. These are exactly where I begin the work of rebirth. Like a patient potter shaping clay, I am forming you anew, not by force but by love. When I work, I do not rush, for what is restored by love will endure. You have grown accustomed to seeing your cracks as proof of failure, but I see them as windows for light to enter. I do not cover your past with a fresh coat of paint. I breathe life into it. For I do not want you merely to survive. I want you to live fully. When you look back, you will see in the very places where you were broken, I planted seeds of grace. In the places of loss, I poured out my kindness. Where you stumbled, I rebuilt you with steadier feet. My child, what you thought was an ending has become in me the beginning of something good. Remember my word, behold, I make all things new. Revelation 2:15. From ruins I create beauty. From what you cannot understand I shape wisdom. From nights of tears I weave dawns of hope. I never allow your pain to be meaningless. You once asked, why did that happen to me? And today I answer, because I am preparing you for a greater purpose. I do not send storms to drown you, but to cleanse you. I do not allow loss to make you poor, but to reveal to you what truly has value, for only when your hands are empty can I place eternity in them. Restoration does not come in noise, but in stillness. It does not come through haste, but through patience. Sometimes you will see nothing changing, but that does not mean I am not at work. Seeds remain hidden in the soil long before they break the ground. Do not judge my work by speed. Trust its depth. I am planting within you something that will bloom in its season, not early, not late. I do not want only to heal you. I want to make you a vessel of healing for others. You will walk among broken souls, and the very wounds that once caused you pain will become lamps guiding them home. Do not rush to erase the marks of your past. Scars do not diminish you. They testify that you were saved. Do not be ashamed of what I delivered you from. Tell that story, for through it I will be glorified. There are hearts that will awaken when they hear your testimony, a story of mercy greater than sin, of grace, stronger than shame. The world will tell you to forget, but I say remember and give thanks. Remember so you never forget I was there. My child, restoration is not returning to what was, it is becoming new. Like a broken tree that grows again, it does not grow in the old direction, but toward the light. In the same way, I am bending your heart toward my light. You will no longer live by the reflex of fear, but by the rhythm of faith. You will no longer define yourself by failures, but by redemption. You will no longer flee from your past, but walk in the present with gratitude. And with every step you take, the world will see my light reflected in you. Let me teach you how to breathe again. Breath is more than air. It is the rhythm of the soul. When you inhale in faith and exhale in peace, you allow my spirit to flow through you. Let every worry and weariness dissolve with each breath. Do not rush, do not fear. Each breath is proof that I am still here. Every heartbeat reminds you that grace is still moving. You are not forgotten, not abandoned, not delayed. You are being led gently but surely out of darkness and into the light of restoration. You may not see the whole path yet, but trust this. My light does not shine miles ahead. It shines enough for the next step. If I showed you everything, you would be overwhelmed and stop walking. So, I illuminate just enough for you to learn trust. With every step you take, the light will follow. You cannot walk the entire journey in a day, but you can be faithful with today's step. Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's grace will meet you there. Let my peace rule in your heart. Do not search for it in the world, for it is not found there. True peace does not come from the absence of trouble, but from knowing who holds all things. When you realize that I am still in control, even when storms rise, your heart will rest. Just as Jesus spoke to the storm, "Peace, be still," so I speak to your soul today. Be still. Do not let your mind run after fear. Rest in my arms. Restoration is a journey, not a moment. It requires you to believe each day that I am still working, even when you cannot see it. And as you remain steadfast, you will discover this truth. The things that once terrified you have become testimonies of my strength. You will look back and smile, for you will understand that everything carries meaning. You will know that my hand never left your life, not even once. My child, stand firm, for what I have begun in you, I myself will bring to completion. No power can hinder my work. Tell that story, for through it I will be glorified. There are hearts that will awaken when they hear your testimony, a story of mercy greater than sin, of grace stronger than shame. The world will tell you to forget, but I say remember and give thanks. Remember so you never forget I was there. My child, restoration is not returning to what was, it is becoming new. Like a broken tree that grows again, it does not grow in the old direction, but toward the light. My beloved, I invite you to walk not in the old way, but in the rhythm of new life. Light is not merely something you receive, it is something you carry. Every step in the light is a declaration that you no longer belong to the darkness. You are no longer driven by fear or sin, but led by love and truth. My child, you cannot stand near the light and then return to the shadows. You are called to be the light. As I have said, you are the light of the world. Matthew 5:1-4. When you carry this light, darkness must retreat. You do not need to shine for the whole world. Simply be faithful where you stand, and the light will spread like a lamp glowing through the night. My child, walking in the light does not mean you will never stumble. It means you know how to rise again. Light not only guides, it warms. It softens your heart, helping you discern what to hold on to and what to release. When my light dwells in you, it trains your ear to hear truth amid many counterfeit voices. The world offers illusions that shimmer like light but fade like embers. Do not let your eyes be deceived by brilliance that does not last. Let your heart determine your gaze. For only the light born of my spirit endures. The light born of the flesh quickly dies. Choose the lasting light, quiet, steady, humble, yet strong enough to sustain life within you. When you live in the light, everything around you will begin to change. Words once shaped by hurt will soften. Reactions once fueled by old wounds will be replaced with wisdom. The pain that once dictated your choices will no longer rule your heart, not because you have forgotten, but because you have been renewed. When my light fills you, you will see others through the eyes of grace, not judgment. You will forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you have been forgiven. You will love not because people are always lovable, but because love is the nature of the one who lives in you. And each time you choose love over bitterness, peace over retaliation, you take another step in the light. Light has no place for pretending. It calls you to look honestly at yourself without hiding, without polishing the surface. But do not fear, I do not love the mask you create. I love you imperfect but sincere. Truth may sting, but it liberates. When you dare to live truthfully, you allow my light to spread through you, and peace will return to your soul. Darkness cannot dwell where truth is revealed. So do not fear the light that exposes what needs healing. Fear a life in which you never discover what needs to change. My light not only reveals you, it leads you. It does not promise an easy path, but it promises my presence. When you walk through barren places, my light will be the lamp at your feet. When you journey through valleys of shadow, that light will become a pillar of fire surrounding you. When you feel lost, it will become a guiding star. You will never walk alone. You are not abandoned in the night. I walk with you as I walked with my people in the wilderness. Cloud by day, fire by night. I am the one who never sleeps, never forgets, never departs. Hold on to this light by staying close to me. Do not let it fade through neglect. Do not let weariness create distance between us. Each day draw near to the source of light so the flame within you will not go out. This light is sustained not by effort but by communion. When you abide in my word, the light grows stronger. When you pray, the light brightens. When you give thanks, the light stretches outward. Let every day be a journey alongside the light. Do not come to me only when you need help. Come because you long for me. For true love does not draw near out of necessity but out of devotion. The world is dimming. False lights are fading. Hearts are growing cold. But in such a time I desire your light to blaze. You were created for this hour to shine in a generation wandering in confusion to love, where hatred reigns to bring peace, where chaos rises to speak truth, where lies multiply. Do not say you are too small. Even a tiny lamp brightens an entire room when it burns. Let your light shine even in a small corner, and that place will become a place where I dwell. I do not call you to perfection, but to steadfastness. Light cannot burn without oil. That oil is prayer, gratitude, unwavering faith. Guard your lamp from the winds of discouragement, from the dust of sin, from the fog of doubt. Keep it pure, so that when I come, I will find it still burning. As the 5 wise virgins carried extra oil, so must you be prepared. Do not let my return catch you unready. Do not only listen live, do not only be moved, respond. Light is not meant to be trapped in a candle. It is meant to be set on a stand to shine for all in the house. Live as one who has been set free. Speak as one who knows grace. Love as one who is loved without condition. When you live like this, your life becomes living evidence of my love on the earth. Every small action becomes a beam of light. Every word saturated with love becomes a reflection of heaven. And when you grow tired, when your light seems dim, do not fear. Return to the source, and I will breathe new life into you. Do not try to burn by your own strength. Let me shine through you. My child, you were created not only to behold the light, but to become the light. Live so that those who look at you will remember me. Walk forward even one small step, but let it be a step in the light. And one day when you turn back, you will see every road, every tear, every fall, every rising. All of it was covered in my light. Child, that light is not a reward. It is the inheritance of those who belong to me. When you walk in the light, you are living in the very purpose you were created for. For I am the light, and you are a child of the light. Go, my child, walk in the world without becoming part of it. Shine without becoming proud, love without fearing wounds. Walk forward and let that light, my light, shine through every word, every action, every breath. For when my light shines through you, the world will know that I live, that I dwell among them, and that I still love my child. It is time for you to awaken. Awaken from the long sleep of the soul, from the habits that make you forget me, from the false peace of this world, a thin blanket that only covers a deep emptiness. You have remained too long in the gray zone, where light is not bright enough and darkness is not fully dark, and your soul drifts between the two, wanting to believe yet afraid to believe, longing for me yet running from me. But I tell you now, this is the moment to choose. There is no more room for hesitation, no more time for indecision. For the trumpet of eternity is sounding, and only the awakened will hear it. Many imagine that awakening arrives with thunder or strange visions, but in truth it begins with something small the moment your soul becomes quiet enough to hear. In that silence I speak. Not in the language of men, but with the light of my spirit. You feel it like a passing breeze, like a sudden pounding of the heart, like an unexpected tear. That is when I touch you, calling you home. You may refuse the invitation, but you cannot extinguish it. For I have placed in you a spark the world cannot smother. No matter how much dust tries to bury it, it burns, waiting for the day it flares to life. Awakening is not gaining more knowledge. It is knowing me, not with the mind, but with the soul. Many speak about me, but few truly know me. They debate doctrines, argue about truth, yet never hear my voice in the stillness. I do not call you to memorize, I call you to meet me. When you awaken, your eyes open not only to the world, but to your place in my purpose. You will realize that everything in your life, the losses, the encounters, the unexpected turns, was held in my hand. Nothing was meaningless, no moment wasted. Everything that once brought you tears is now being woven into a garment of wisdom. Awakening is not gentle, for it pulls you out of the comfort of sleep. It forces you to look at yourself and face the parts you once avoided. But do not fear. I do not call you out to break you. I call you out to make you real. You cannot step into a new day while clinging to old dreams. Likewise, you cannot step into the light while holding darkness in your heart. Let me awaken you through truth, through love, even through the trembling you do not yet understand. For only when your soul is awake can you truly live, not merely exist. You have slept in things that were pleasant but empty schedules, full, yet without purpose, achievements bright, yet without life. You have learned to be so busy that you have no room left for the sacred. I do not blame you. I only ask you to pause so I may speak. You have listened to the world too long. Now listen to me. Let my spirit awaken the soul that has been lulled to sleep by comfort. Do not fear when I shake you with disruptions. Sometimes I must make the ground tremble to show you that you were standing in the wrong place. Sometimes I let your plans collapse so you remember that the only firm foundation is me. Awakening is learning to see anew. When your soul wakes, you will see what you once overlooked. You will realize that the most precious thing is not what you hold, but the one who holds you. You will understand that true peace does not come from avoiding storms, but from knowing who rules over the waves. When you awaken, you will cease fearing the future, cease regretting the past, for you will know I am God of both. I am in your present, and the present is where I wait for you. Each morning you must choose to open your eyes, not only your physical eyes, but the eyes of your spirit. Each day you must choose to listen not only with your ears, but with the ears of your soul. The world will try to lull you back to sleep with sweet promises, quick successes, and seemingly reasonable distractions. But my child, do not fall asleep again, for if the soul sleeps, darkness returns. If you stop awakening, you will lose the light. Awaken not only for yourself, but for those around you. Someone is searching for light through the way you live. They do not need a sermon. They need a witness. They need to see in you a real heart, a compassionate gaze, a faith that does not crumble in storms. When you live awakened, you become an unspoken invitation. Others will look at you and sense me, even if they do not yet know my name. For awakened light is not loud. It is gentle as dawn, yet once it appears, the night must retreat. I am calling you out of spiritual paralysis. Do not be content with merely hearing the word. Live in it. Do not merely read prayers. Become a living prayer. Do not merely say you believe. Let that belief become breath, action, and love. For when you are awakened, you will know that every moment is an opportunity for me to work through you. You will no longer live for yourself but for me, and that is true freedom. This call is not meant for tomorrow. It is meant for now. For no one knows if tomorrow will come, but today, this very moment, grace is still here. Respond. Say, Lord, here I am. And when you speak those words, all of heaven rejoices. For a soul has awakened, a new light has been kindled, and darkness is pushed back one more step. My beloved, when your soul begins to awaken, you will realize that true transformation does not begin on the outside, but on the inside, in the quietest place within you, where I have planted the seed of life. The world teaches you to fix what is visible, but I begin with what is unseen. I do not patch broken pieces. I create something new. The transformation I bring is not a moral costume you put on, but a new heart, a heart that knows how to love, to listen, to tremble at truth. My child, I do not need you to become a better version of yourself by human standards. I want you to return to your truest essence, the you who was born in light, untainted by fear or calculation. Everything familiar will begin to shift. You will no longer feel satisfied with fleeting joys. You will sense the emptiness of things you once thought were enough. Shallow conversations will drain you, but quiet moments in my presence will make you feel alive. You will begin to crave what is real words, real love, real relationships. And even though the real may sometimes wound you, you will never again be able to live comfortably in what is fake. For once a soul has tasted the light, it cannot return to darkness. Awakening always comes with cleansing. I will gently but firmly remove from you what no longer belongs to you. It may be a habit, a relationship, a thought pattern, or a fear that has taken root for years. You will feel the loss, but do not grieve, for you are not losing. You are being freed. Just as a tree must shed old leaves before new buds can form, so your soul must release the old to prepare for new life. I will never take anything from you unless it no longer serves your journey. Trust me, everything I remove only clears the path for something better. Do not be surprised when some people no longer understand you. When the light within you grows, those who choose to remain in darkness may feel unsettled. They may misunderstand, distance themselves, or even oppose you. But do not let your heart harden. Light always reveals differences. Do not fear being set apart, for I have not called you to blend in, but to be set apart. Awakening has a cost, and you must be willing to pay it. But remember, you do not walk alone. Whenever you feel isolated, remember that I walk beside you, and I have paid a far greater price so that you might be free. I will teach you to hear your own voice again, the voice that has been buried beneath layers of noise. It is not loud, not forceful, but true. It is the voice that rises from the depths where my spirit whispers. Learn to listen. Quiet your heart so you can hear me. You will discover that the answers you have searched for are not far away. They are within, where my light dwells. When you learn to listen, you will no longer be swept away by the anxieties of the world. You will discern which voice is mine and which are the lies of the enemy. Do not look for transformation through outward miracles, for the greatest miracle is happening inside you. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, that is a miracle. Every time you choose peace over fear, that is a miracle. Every time you believe even when nothing seems to support that belief, that is a miracle. I am working these miracles daily, quietly but powerfully. Do not think you have not changed just because you cannot yet see clear results. Be patient, for true transformation never happens in noise. It is like dawn, slow, gentle, but unstoppable. One day you will realize you are no longer who you used to be. Let this awakening become a lamp for every decision you make. When you speak, let your words be seasoned with love. When you act, let your actions reflect grace. When difficulties arise, remember that trials do not come to destroy you, but to strengthen your faith. Do not ask why I allow storms. Ask what I want to teach you through them. For no trial is pointless when you walk with me. Every wound becomes a testimony, every tear a seed of joy. My child, I know the journey of awakening is not easy. It will wear you down at times. There will be moments when you want to slip back into old sleep, where everything felt simple, where belief wasn't required, where you didn't have to face yourself. But do not fall asleep again. Darkness always tries to lull the soul back into forgetfulness because it fears your light. Do not let weariness steal the awakening I have stirred within you. When you feel weak, call me. When you feel lost, look to me. When you feel you have nothing left to hold on to, cling to my word, for my word is the lamp to your feet. When your soul awakens, you will begin to understand purpose. I did not save you merely so you could be safe. I saved you so you could carry light. Your purpose is not found in comfort, but in calling. I have chosen you for a work that only you can do, for no one has your fingerprints, no one has your journey, no one has the heart I shaped within you. Live fully for that purpose. Do not let days pass without letting the light within you shine. Awaken, my child, for the world desperately needs what you carry. My child, true transformation does not pull you away from who you are. It brings you back to your deepest identity in me. It does not turn you into someone else. It restores you into the original design I crafted with my hands. When you live in that truth, clarity will fill your days. You will no longer strive to prove yourself, for your very presence will testify of who you belong to. You will no longer fear, for you will know you are protected. You will no longer wander in confusion, for you will know I am guiding your steps. Each morning, as you rise, say, Lord, open the eyes of my heart so I may see you, and I will do it. I will open your eyes to see the miracles unfolding around you. Open your ears to hear the cries of other souls. Open your heart to love without limits. And then you will know you are truly awake, not only to behold me, but to live in me. My beloved child, what I desire from you is not only awareness, but response. For awakening without action is a lamp without oil. It flickers briefly and dies. You were awakened not to remain still, but to move. The light you received is not meant to be hidden, but to illuminate others. True awakening always leads to action, for a soul that has encountered me cannot continue living as it did before. It loses its appetite for small ambitions, for now it knows it has been called to something greater, to the glory of my kingdom. Those I used were never perfect, but they obeyed. Abraham left his homeland without knowing where he was going. Moses entered Pharaoh's courts trembling, unable to speak smoothly. David was forgotten among the sheep before being anointed king. I do not look for the strong, I look for the willing. You do not need to know everything. You need only know that I am calling. When I say go, you need only take the first step. For once you step forward, I will show you things you never dared to dream. You fear failure, fear mockery, fear loneliness, but remember, I never call you and then abandon you. When I send you, I will go with you. You think you are not enough, but I do not require enough. I require real. In your lack, I will be fullness. In your weakness, I will reveal my power. When you open your mouth, I will place words upon your tongue. When you extend your hand, I will fill it with strength. When you walk, I will open the way. Trust that every obedient step unlocks a miracle. Your mission is not far away. It begins exactly where you are standing. Do not wait for a stage. I do not need spotlights to move. Begin by living with love, patience, and faithfulness in the smallest things. Forgive the one who hurt you. That is a mission. Hold the hand of someone in despair. That is a mission. Speak a word of encouragement where discouragement reigns. That is a mission. My child, every small act done in love carries the weight of heaven. You cannot measure its impact. A single word of yours might save a soul from ending their life. A simple embrace might convince someone they are still loved. A quiet prayer might open a miracle for a person who has never known me. Do not think I only use the well-known. I choose the small to confound the great. I choose the weak to shame the strong. I choose the overlooked to display my glory. And you, yes, you who are reading these words are exactly the one I have chosen. Not because you stand out, but because you are willing. Not because you know the way, but because you are willing to be led. A mission does not require expertise, only a heart. And you have that heart, for if you didn't, you would not be here listening to me this long. I know you fear that if you step out, you may be wounded. But understand this: true love always bears wounds. You cannot love without being touched, and you cannot follow me without carrying the marks of sacrifice. But wounds for the sake of love will not destroy you. They will make you like me. The more you love, the more you resemble the